This is episode 5 of the Westmoreland Bros podcast.
Fast money. We asked 100 Americans, how much do you tip for good service? Percentage.
10%.
Name a country that speaks Spanish.
Spain.
Name a liquid in your kitchen that you hope no one ever accidentally drinks.
Oil.
How long is an unbearable commute?
6 is unbearable. 12 hours. That's tough.
Name a fruit you might eat in the morning.
Blueberry.
All right.
I was gonna say apple, but apples be messing people's stomachs up right away.
All right. So we asked you, how much do you tip for good service? You said 10%. That is on the list at last. 2 people said 10%. The number one answer was 20%. 39 people said 29. 39 people said 20%.
I tip 20%, bro. How many points did I get? 2?
2. Yep, 2 points. Good job. Name a country that speaks Spanish. You got the number one answer with that. I was shocked. I thought you would say Mexico, which is the number 2 answer, but number one answer is Spain.
Yeah.
Which is 38 points.
So I'm at 40 points.
You're at 40 points, yes. Next, name a liquid in your kitchen that you hope no one ever accidentally drinks. You said oil? We will give that to you. We'll say cooking oil. I'll give that a 16 points. That was the number 3 answer. The number 1 answer was soap. So they hope somebody doesn't drink the soap on the counter. And the other one was vinegar.
Okay.
Soap was 46 points. If you would say, I didn't think you would say soap, but if you said soap, I mean, you basically won at that point. So right now you're at 56.
So you can't drink that anyway. It's not a liquid.
But yeah, you can't.
I get it. So I'm at 50. I'm at how many? 56?
Yeah. I get it too to an extent, but like you really got to think outside the box to think of that. Oil makes sense because it's right there usually. How long is an unbearable commute? Just so you know, when I hear this sentence, I think of going to work. And you said 12 hours. Like driving to
I'm thinking about the drive I just made to Kansas.
Right. So when you said 12 hours, that is
half hour is the number one answer for that then.
Number 2 answer is half hour. Number 1 answer is an hour, which is 41 points. Number 2 answer is 30 minutes, which is 26, but 12 hours is not on there. Believe it or not.
I gotta listen to these questions better.
It's all good. And the last one. Name a fruit you might eat in the morning. You said blueberry. Blueberry is not on the list. That's no points. Number 1 answer was
so fat they don't eat anything probably.
Number 1 answer was banana, and number 2 was grapefruit. I mean, there was a few different fruits on here: strawberry, apple, orange, melon, peach, but not blueberry. Nobody said blueberry.
Banana is what?
Banana is number 1 for 25 points.
What's number 2?
Number 2 is grapefruit, 22 points. Which I don't believe that either. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we don't eat the most fruit, but I don't see people saying I want grapefruit.
For yourself, I clearly eat blueberries in the morning.
Do you eat grapefruit in the morning? Do you eat grapefruit in the morning?
No, I don't. I never eat grapefruit ever.
Yeah. No, I don't know why that's there, but it is what it is. I mean, I gave you some answers that had huge numbers because some of them, when you're picking through it, don't have a crazy amount of points. Like at the end right there, what was it, 20? It's 25 for banana. But the other number ones, soap is 46. An hour drive is 41. Spain is 38, and you got that one. The 20% is 39, so you really could have had, you only needed 100, but you could have had like a lot. 200 maybe?
Yeah, I could have, and I didn't again. Such is life. Life is such, you know. But whatever. That's gonna take me into my blind rankings because I wanna just no, we're just gonna get straight into the blind ranking. These are gonna be quarterbacks. Some of them play now, some of them play when we grew up. So Tom Brady.
Tom's a good quarterback, you know, he's alright.
But a lot of
Tracy says he's the GOAT. Ryan says he's the GOAT. You know, 95% of people who watch football probably say he's the GOAT. He's okay. He's no Dak Prescott. I'm joking.
Ryan is gonna.
Tom Brady's good, but he's not number 1. He's number 2.
Number 2. Whoa. Okay.
I'm saving the 1 spot for a better quarterback. Sorry.
Okay. Patrick Mahomes.
Oh. Tom Brady should be lower. Patrick Mahomes. We'll put Patrick at number 4. Patrick Mahomes. He's good, but he hasn't proven much yet.
Do you understand? At Tom Brady's age, he already surpassed Tom Brady for like.
This is my blind ranking.
You're right.
He's number 4. He's number 4. Hey, I'll put him at 5.
Let me not go deep. Never mind. Pause.
Hey, you're about to go crazy.
Ben Roethlisberger.
5. He should be like 10, honestly. Ben's trash. Ben is trash. He's horrible. Overrated. Why is he even on this list? I would have rather you said Tony Romo.
Get the mug out of here. What? Big Ben?
Yes, Ben. He played 20 years past his prime. He should have retired the year after his rookie year. He should have been playing this long. Yeah, Eli Manning has 2 of them, okay? They just hand them out nowadays. Who's next?
Speaking of Eli Manning.
No way. If it was at Eli, I would have cried.
On that list. Come on.
Okay, thank goodness. Peyton, so I have the 4, 5, and 2. So he's going 3. He can't be number 1.
He's 3, okay. And then number 1, Brett Favre. You were hoping for little Aaron Rodgers, I'm assuming.
I was hoping for the GOAT, aka Aaron Rodgers. Before Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre was the GOAT, and I love Brett Favre, and I thought there could be nobody better than Brett Favre. And then Aaron Rodgers came around, and this man was killing it. He has the best interception to touchdown ratio to this day, man. He's just a beast. He's an accurate passer. And Brett Favre was nothing like that. He threw so many interceptions every game. So Aaron Rodgers is way better than Brett Favre. Brett Favre cannot be number 1. He's better than Big Ben, but he's not better than anyone else.
You saw in his recent interview he did a whole interview with Joe Rogan, and he was saying how back then on Green Bay especially, he was off them Percocets playing.
He said that?
He said that, literally. And he was like, the one time when he got hurt with his knee in the first half, and they didn't think he was going to play in the second half, he was like, I went back and popped my perks, and he was like, I came out and I was good. But this man will be high off the perkies, playing in Green Bay, dishing out those dimes, my boy. Yes.
That's a fact. He actually said that.
That's a fact. You could go on Joe Rogan's podcast.
I did not see that. That's actually crazy.
Yeah, and he says it like normal. Like he's just talking to I guess that's his friend. But yeah, he says it like there's no repercussion. But yeah, he was like, I am a drug playing, quarterback. That's how he does
Is there any repercussions though? Like, is that against the NFL policy? I don't know what you can and can't do.
If he's saying he did that in Green Bay, I mean, you can't get tested for back then, but I'm pretty sure you can't be high on Percocets. Guys are high on whatever they want to be, but if you get tested and they see that in your system, then yeah, you're in trouble. I think weed or marijuana specifically, you can do now without any penalties in the NFL. Yeah. But I don't think you can do those harder drugs like that.
Yeah, that's crazy because I remember there's always some NBA players that have like a crazy game, and right after the game, they get drug tested. So the fact that you're saying he was talking about how he got injured and then he miraculously came back, I'm surprised the NFL didn't test him. It's crazy how different the two leagues are in that sense.
No, that's true. The drugs, in every league, I don't know, regulations are always different. So I don't know the specifics, but I'm pretty sure back in Green Bay, you weren't supposed to be popping the perks without, a doctor's note or order. But yeah, my boy was high off the perkies winning.
He didn't win much. He won 1 Super Bowl and that's it.
And you said he's the GOAT, so what does that tell you?
I did not say he was the GOAT. I said I thought he was the GOAT. I was When did Brett Favre retire, bro? 20 years ago? I was 7?
Yeah.
He retired a long time. It wasn't. I don't think it was 20 years. Well,
no, not 20.
Because Aaron Rodgers is almost done, and I remember being really young.
It wasn't 20 years though, because after he went from the Packers, he went on the Vikings for a few years, and he finished out on the Vikings. So it wasn't. 20
That's right.
Years.
The Vikings.
Been more than 10.
He went to the Jets too, didn't he? He went to the Jets first, I believe.
Yeah.
I think he first went to the Jets. That's why when Aaron did it, it was so strange because it's like, why do these Green Bay quarterbacks always go to this team? Like, is it something in New York?
Or you think he finished at the Vikings?
I thought he finished at the Vikings. I remember feeling betrayed that he left, and that he betrayed us even worse because then he went to one of our rivals. Like as a
It's
Packer fan, I
sad.
always feel like our rivals was like the Bears, Vikings. We go at it with the Lions, those teams. So the fact that he went to the Vikings, I was very hurt about that.
I didn't know about this. So Brett Favre, Atlanta Falcons. Favre played for Falcons in 1991 after being drafted by the team. Favre played for the Packers from 1992 to 2007. Then he
Mm,
went to the Jets in 2008 for a year. It
right.
says changing his mind about retiring. He was traded to that team, I guess. Then Favre played for the Vikings. That was the Jets in 2008. And then Favre played for the Vikings in '09 and then 2010. So he's been out the league for almost 15 years now. Yeah, almost
That's
20. Yeah,
that's 15
time
years ago,
flies. And
bro.
now,
15 years ago, I was 12.
dang, yeah. How old am I? 24. So 15 years ago, I was almost 10. So like 9. Yeah. But the
Crazy.
sad news about Favre, man, you just heard he got Parkinson's disease.
Yeah, I saw that and I was sad about it. And then you look at the little comments on Instagram or whatever, and nobody felt sympathetic. Like everybody was going in on him for robbing the like charity or whatever, which I low key until they said that in the comments, I low key forgot about that. And
He's trying to
I
blame that
haven't
on
even
somebody
done.
else, though. He's trying to say he didn't do it. The organization he was a part of, like, scammed it out of it. Obviously, we never know. But, yeah, when that first happened a few years ago, I mean, I was pissed, too. Like, people at that high level, when you don't give back what you say you're going to, like, when you
Right.
already have millions, at least you should from your
Millions.
career. Like, if you don't, that's your
Right.
fault. But to take away from a
Right.
charity where you're supposed to help people is very bogus. But at the end of the day, I'm going to feel bad for Parkinson's because Sam Zaleski, his wife Barb, that's what she passed away from. But
Mm.
yeah, Brett Favre was saying how he, for the last year, like his arm would just be up, his right arm, and then he wouldn't even notice it. And he'd look over and he'd put it down like this, and then he'd start going back to what he's doing. It'd come right back up, and then he was like, he was
Mm.
having trouble putting his sweaters on. Like he could feel, he felt the muscles in his like in his arm and stuff, but he was just like, I could not get it in the hole. Like it was just horrible. So then he finally went to a doctor after a year of having some symptoms, and they said he had Parkinson's. So yeah, it's gonna be the decline of Parkinson's is sad because a lot of people get shaky. That's kind of how Muhammad Ali was. I think he had Parkinson's along with some other stuff, but you just get real shaky at the end. You can't do much, so it's gonna be a sad decline as it happens. And I think he's only like 59 or something. No, he's 54. So
Mm.
he's our parents' ages with Parkinson's.
What's the timetable in terms of declining from Parkinson's? Like,
Everybody's
cause,
is different
cause
because
Barb was like that for years. It's not like it was just 1 year and then she was done. Like she was that way for dang near as long as I've known her, honestly.
no, it was for that. And I know somebody, I'm not gonna say her name, but somebody else who I know who has Parkinson's, she's had it for a while, like more than 5 years.
Mm.
But it says the number of stages. So I guess it's like similar to cancer. It says Parkinson's disease is seen to progress through 4 broad clinical stages. So it depends on what stage she's at, I guess. And then medication, I'm sure it can help, but they don't have a cure for Parkinson's disease at all. So
Hmm.
if you get that, that's probably what you'll pass away from in due time.
Right. So it sounds like it's a really slow thing.
Yeah. And
It's not.
fortunately for him, I watched the interview with him on whatever, I'll just say Sports Center or ESPN maybe, and he's still Favre because he's not too shaky yet. He can still talk and all that. Yeah, he did. I seen one where he did it in some official building at
I
first.
saw
That's where
that
he
one too.
announced.
That's where
Yeah,
I
that's
saw
where
it
he announced
originally.
it. But then I saw him on TikTok on like the ESPN channel. I don't know
Mm.
who was interviewing him, but he was explaining more what I was just saying, how he caught it, how he found out about it, going to the doctor. But yeah, if you go on ESPN, I think they did a little interview with him
Yeah.
officially.
Does Parkinson's technically count as cancer? Because no one says Parkinson's cancer, or
I
is
don't think
Parkinson's
so.
its own
It's his own
disease?
disease.
I wonder what even classifies something as cancer. Because when I think of cancer, it's similar to I think of Parkinson's. Like when I think of cancer, I think of depending on what stage you have, depending on if you can fight it. Okay,
Yeah.
and even when you do beat cancer, I done seen cancer come back so many times. So it's like you don't even really beat it; it's just temporarily putting it off. So cancer eventually takes down, whoever has it. So when I think of Parkinson's, it's like the same thing. You're talking about you've known someone 5 years who's had it and they're still alive. So I'm just I wonder what separates the two. But either way,
Yeah.
it's a sad story either way. I was shocked when I first heard it. I
You know,
couldn't
we got
believe
we
it.
got AI now, so I just typed in Parkinson's versus cancer. There is a difference. They are not the same. I'm not gonna read this article because it got a lot of science names that I'm not even gonna try to say. But there is a difference where if people look it up, they'll see the difference between what it does to your cells, what it doesn't, inflammation. It's just a lot. But yeah, there's a difference though. Shout out Brett
I,
Favre though for all the good he did before maybe he got caught up in that
in a
scandal.
messy situation,
Yeah,
100%. But speaking of crazy, how do you feel about Carl Anthony Towns being traded to the Knicks?
that was crazy.
That
When
was
I
crazy.
saw that, it came up. I think it came up on the app for me first because I screenshotted and sent it to you.
On the are you talking about like Instagram or are you talking about the NBA app?
No, I think it came up on the NBA app as a
On the
notification.
NBA app.
Yeah, or it was NBA or ESPN. It might have been ESPN or
Oh,
something.
okay, okay.
But
It's probably
anywho,
ESPN.
all right, so check it out. I'm not gonna lie, since Ant's been going crazy over there for the last, well, definitely last year. The year
Yeah.
before that, he was still doing
Hmm.
good. But I've been saying, I was like, when Ant was going crazy, I'm like, this just shows that they don't need Carl Anthony Towns because they originally wanted it to be Carl's team. As we all know, that's how it was. Can't nobody tell me
Right.
different.
Hmm.
But with Ant coming in and doing everything Carl Anthony Towns does at a better level, it just, you got to sit back and think, okay, people like saving money in the league today. They like figuring out who else can we get for the price of one. Bro, they got Julius Randle and DiVincenzo. Bro, I would have took that deal. Like, that's a great deal for the Timberwolves because now you got another good big man, and I feel like Julius Randle will fit in better over there. Just because I feel like his time with the Knicks kind of ran out, especially after last year. Because once again, the Knicks, I called it, did way better without Julius Randle, even in the playoffs. So I'm like, this is gonna make them look and be like, do we really need Randle or can we get somebody else? So now they got another giant in Carl Anthony Towns. Maybe he does get over there, hopefully. But I know Carl Anthony Towns was sick. I think on his Instagram that day, he posted that he was at the facility with his pops working out at 3:11 a.m. And then he took to Twitter after the trade and just did dot, dot, dot. Like, it's always crazy because every NBA player besides Steph, LeBron, and maybe that's it these days, but besides a couple key factors on teams, everybody knows they can be traded. And like Carl Anthony Towns, clearly in his own mind, was probably at that point where he was like, nah, like this is my home. I can't get traded. But then to see his reaction to it shows that the organization did not tell him anything about it. Shows that they did it. Literally, it's a business now. They don't care about feelings. So yeah, I felt bad for him in a way, but I'm very happy, excuse me, for the team because they didn't need him anymore. And DiVincenzo is a really, really good player. Even he's really good to come off the bench. He brings energy. He's been on championship teams from the Bucks to the Warriors. I'm not sure if he won with the Warriors, but you're still around that mentality. Then he just got done playing in the Garden with his homeboys for the last, I think, 2 years at the least. So it's like DiVincenzo's a hooper. He's very good. So I'm happy for him even being on the Timberwolves because I feel like, or I know that the Timberwolves are like a better team to me than the Knicks. They'll go farther, I feel like. So yeah, I mean, I like the trade. I know Carl Anthony Towns does not like the trade. But yeah, it's just the league, man. It's business, man. They don't care. They don't care. How you felt about it? Cause I
Yeah,
know
it's definitely.
yeah. How you feel? Cause I know you over the years you kind of been sick of them.
Yeah, it's definitely cutthroat in the league. It's a business, which is why players travel now. They're not really loyal to one team, but he's been loyal to his team the last few years and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. And someone said they dumped off
Cause
his
pause.
contract. He's been there a minute, bro,
Yeah.
but they said his contract like 220 million, so they were trying to get rid of that contract. And I think it's a good move for the Knicks. I don't think it helps the Timberwolves as much as it helps the Knicks. Because, like you said, Julius Randle was kind of expiring with them.
Yeah.
And then Karl Anthony Towns is an upgrade. Like, nobody is saying Julius is better than Karl. Karl's 100%
Not.
better than
Yeah.
Julius.
Yeah.
And now you put Julius, or excuse me, you put Karl with Brunson. You
Brunson,
put
yep.
those two together, that's a good duo. Last year I looked it up. They lost to Indiana in the playoffs. Do you really think they lose to Indiana with Brunson and Towns on the team as a duo, not including anyone else? So I think the Knicks really upgraded with this. I don't think anyone's even really mentioning it like that. Everyone's talking about the Timberwolves, but I don't think that makes the Timberwolves stand out much more. The West is so deep. It's so deep, and
Yeah.
that was a good pickup, Julius and DiVincenzo, and they got a first round pick. I think that's great, but
The
the West is,
Timberwolves?
yeah, that's what I saw. They got a first round pick. Yeah, so the West is, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what I read. But the West is just too deep. Like, do you really have them as the favorites or as a
Not
top three? And granted, like I said, we talked about before, anyone can make it out because we saw the Mavs make it out. But it's like they are not the definitive favorites at all from this trade, and it is heartbreaking, especially when you see that he was in the gym at 3 in the morning. Like you didn't
and
even tell the
check this
man.
out. This man was a vet for the team, bro. How many years do you think he played over there?
8.
He played 9 seasons, bro. In the Twin Cities, he averaged 22.9 points, 10.8 rebounds, and 1.3 blocks per game. So that's good for any team, if we being honest. But Minnesota was just like, we got Ant, man, so we're all right. And they still got the height of Rudy Gobert, but we don't want to talk about him. We don't got
No, I do. I was just gonna mention that. I think that is something, and I've argued with Timberwolves fans about this before because I said Rudy is such a liability, and they're like, no, he's not. He helps out so much. He does this, that, and the other. But then look at the playoffs, bro. When you see Luka Doncic calling an ISO on the Defensive Player of the Year, quote
which
unquote,
he shouldn't have won last year. Should have
which he
been
shouldn't have
Wemby.
won. We all know
Wemby.
Wemby was a way better defender. He just didn't get it because he's a rookie, which is dumb. It shouldn't matter, or he didn't get it because his team had a bad record. That's what it was. Because if his team record was better, he probably would have got it. But that should not determine if someone is a Defensive Player of the Year. It's who is the best defender. That's what it should be. And Wemby was 100% the best defender. Rudy is not a better defender. There's no way. I shouldn't say no way because it is Luka Doncic. Luka could call an ISO on Wemby, maybe, but that's gonna be a lot more difficult.
More faith in Wemby than Rudy, though. If we being honest.
100%. That's gonna be way more difficult than making a shot on Rudy Gobert. So you have that liability. That's the biggest issue for me. They didn't call ISO on Karl Anthony Towns. Luka called it on Rudy. He could have called it on any 5 players. He said, "I want Defensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year," and then he made it, and that was game. Like, come on now. So. It's sad. They definitely got to move that piece. If they don't move Rudy, that's a huge liability in my opinion. And there's other options, honestly. In my opinion, I think they'd be better off with JaVale McGee. If I'm being honest, like JaVale McGee is a better option than Rudy Gobert.
I'll take JaVale back on the Warriors, man.
I'll take him back on the Lakers. I don't know why they traded him.
We'll take him. Wait, so how do you think Ant got that call before? Like, hey, we finna trade your guy, or you think he found out when everybody else?
Nah, they ain't telling him, bro. I don't think they told him. No, even because a lot of these players do have a lot of loyalty. Some don't, which is fine. It's a business, like we said. But I heard someone say that when they traded Drew Holiday, they specifically did not call or tell Giannis. Because Giannis would have like flipped out or told them not to or this, that, and other. They didn't want to hear nothing from Giannis.
I remember that.
Exactly. So you don't want to hear nothing. In terms of Ant, if you see him and Carl are super cool, they don't want that problem. They're like, bro, we cannot tell Ant. He's just gonna see it when everyone else sees it. When he's gone and the paper's finalized and there's nothing we can do because they don't want, even though it could still piss off their superstar, they don't want to. So yeah, they didn't want that problem. So
yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see his first press conference about it when he actually talks to the public live about it. I'm gonna definitely tune in for that because I want to. He's gonna be hurt. I know he's gonna be hurt, but I want to hear exactly what he has to say.
Yeah, I think he's definitely gonna be hurt about it too. I want to hear what Stephen A. has to say because I know he is a huge Knicks fan and he's probably super hype about it. And like I said, this 100% increases their chance to win the final, or not necessarily win, but at least get to the finals. Because if they beat Indiana, then they will face the Celtics. And I still think the Celtics are a better team, but Carl definitely helps out the Knicks. Like that's not even a question. He improves their team. So I think it's a good move for both teams, but I think it more so helps the Knicks. Even though some people said it's a loss either way, I think it definitely helps the Knicks. I think they can I think if they make the Eastern Conference Finals, nobody's going to be surprised about that. Yeah.
Like you said, man. Either way, I think it's a good trade both ways. But to your point, the Knicks may have come up a little bit more on that. But we'll have to see. Like you said, I definitely look forward to seeing what Stephen A. has to say because that is his team. And each year, last year he was very happy with them, but each year your boy gets hurt in them playoffs because they always fall a little short.
He always going to pick them to win, though.
He always is. That's just. I mean, hey, that's what you should do. If that's your actual team, it shouldn't matter who's on the team. You should be like, hey, I got my boys regardless.
Okay, wait, question about that. You talked about Cowboy fans.
Well,
That's their team. That's their team.
But it just shouldn't be,
Okay.
I mean, it just shouldn't be, bro. It shouldn't be. That's as simple as I can say. I just saw our Aunt Laura, and that's still her team, the Cowboys, and she was not enthusiastic about saying it. So, and especially when they're paying Dak Prescott, they just upped his contract again, gave him another 4 or 5 years for $200+ million. And her and I were both frustrated with that because it's like he has potential, sure, but I don't think his potential is on the Cowboys. Just like how we just talked about Julius Randle and Karl Anthony Towns. I feel like Julius Randle, this may be the best trade for him because I think he just needed a new environment outside of the Knicks. I feel like some people, even you look at Klay Thompson, and as a Warriors fan, I'm very happy he left. It sucks that he couldn't retire there because the trio won't retire as Warriors together, but I'm excited for his next chapter because I feel like he'll have more success in the latter of his career on the Mavs where he wouldn't have on the Warriors. So it's the same thing with the Dak Prescott. I just feel like that's not the QB for the Cowboys. He should go somewhere else because I'm not saying he's completely trash. Obviously, he's not. But he is trash for the Cowboys. That's just that simple. Like, get traded somewhere else, find a new deal. Maybe just Baker Mayfield. I don't know if you paid attention to his career too much, but the last 2 teams, he tried to go on the Browns real quick, and then I forgot where else he was, but he was looking washed. Now he's on Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where Tom Brady just retired from, and he is doing great. Like, he looks like that.
This year.
Yeah, he looks like the college athlete that everybody wanted to draft first-round pick. Like, he's looking good again. So it's sometimes just about the culture when it comes to these sports, which people will literally tell you, like, yo, the culture over here, this is the best culture I've felt. That's what Jimmy Butler said when he got to the Miami Heat. He was like, I've never felt a culture this loving, who cares for me, this, and that. Philadelphia, he didn't feel that. Chicago, he didn't feel that. Other teams, he didn't feel. So it's like sometimes you got to find the right culture for you, the right coach for you, and the right personnel around you. It's just that simple. So hopefully that'll happen with those two. But the Cowboys, they've been having to figure this out for years. I mean, you listen to Skip talk about it. You listen to Stephen A. talk about it. You hear about it. Shannon Sharp. Like, they got to figure that out. But it's not my team.
Yeah. No, Cowboys have been horrible our whole lives, and which people don't talk about, but the Bears. I think the Cowboys are more of like a meme, so they bring it up. But as a Packers guy, we've been spanking the Bears out my whole life. Like, we've maybe lost to them once. I don't even know. The Bears have been trash though, and nobody says anything about it.
They'll figure it out. All right, man. Dish or miss? I got some good ones this time. Homemade enchiladas versus homemade tacos. We started
enchiladas. Oh my gosh, enchiladas are way better.
All right.
Oh my god, enchiladas be slapping. They get the right enchilada.
And for everybody out there who didn't have my mom's homemade enchiladas and my dad's homemade tacos, go crazy in the comments because I know you all love them. And everybody in Milwaukee misses them. Clearly, sometimes they want to act like they miss the homemade meals more than me, even though they're my parents. But hey, we all appreciated the food and we miss it. Fried chicken versus a burger. Bacon.
Versus a burger?
Yep.
Fried dishes? I don't know. I feel like I eat burgers more than just straight fried chicken. If it was like barbecue, honey barbecue chicken, then maybe, because, it's fried, then you put the honey barbecue on it or whatever. That's tough. Fried chicken. Are you saying where they're from or just in general?
Just in general. I don't know. Like,
in general, I'm gonna say burgers. I'm gonna say burgers as of right now.
All right.
Yeah.
We're going to do this a little breakfast one. Bacon versus sausage.
Bacon. Sausage? No, bacon.
Steak versus ribs. Yeah.
Ooh. It's crazy. I love ribs, man, but I used
You
to
love a
not
good
like
steak
steak.
too, though.
I know. And when you think, I don't know, I'm not a food connoisseur, but I don't know. Is there a filet mignon of ribs? Do you get what I'm saying? Is there such thing? If there
If
is,
they
I
cook
haven't
it
tried
right,
it. Yeah, if it's a filet mignon, I'm going steak, man.
steak. All right, homemade enchiladas versus a burger.
Whole enchiladas. It's not even a question. Enchiladas are way better than a burger.
This is gonna be easy too. Bacon versus steak.
Bacon! Bacon goes on bro, how many things can you
Man,
name that goes on bacon? Are you crazy? How much does steak go on, bro? Steak is steak, man. Bacon go
filet
is
mignon though.
Bacon is a heavenly topping. Bacon goes on anything,
He
even
said
stuff that
heavenly.
bacon don't belong on. If something tastes bad, somebody's like throw bacon on it. I bet it tastes better. You don't
Okay,
just throw steak on it to make it taste better.
okay. I can give you that. So then it's gonna come down to the homemade enchiladas or bacon, which you can put on anything.
Bacon, of course, bro. Bacon is I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh,
Your face. Your
I
face.
was gonna call mom in here real quick.
No,
Okay.
no.
Woo.
Homemade enchiladas. Homemade enchiladas. The
Homemade.
key word in that sentence is homemade. If you have some frozen enchiladas, what are you doing?
Ugh.
If you go getting it from a restaurant who's gonna freeze it anyway, what are you doing? If you talking about your cafeteria enchiladas, what are you doing? Homemade
Gotta be
enchiladas
homemade.
from my mother, especially. Or
He said from my mother.
if you know how to make them yourself, that's I don't want to say undefeated, but it's pretty hard to beat.
Yeah, nah, that's a fact. All right, we're gonna get into some juices now, or not juices, but drinks. The first one, orange juice versus apple juice.
Orange juice.
Orange juice. All right.
Apple
The
juice
second,
trash.
bro, so I'm in the living room and I'm asking our parents for ideas, and every drink they said, you know, they started off with diet, so that made me realize that they're getting older now. So I took the diet off of these, but their two suggestions was pineapple juice versus cranberry juice.
Okay,
And
pineapple
yes, for
juice.
everybody out there, they definitely said diet pineapple juice and diet cranberry. We taking the diet out though. We just playing it
That's
straight.
crazy. Pineapple.
Pineapple, okay.
Yeah.
This one you'll hate either way. I think Sprite versus Orange Fanta.
Sprite. I guess.
A strawberry
McDonald's Sprite.
strawberry milk versus chocolate milk.
Strawberry milk. Okay. I thought that sounded crazy. It's actually strawberry milk is actually so good,
Come on, you
but it
remember back
ain't
in the
better.
day,
It
bro?
ain't.
Back in the day with the bunny on the thing, we
Yeah,
used to
the
put
money,
a
the
little
money.
powder, put it up in there.
Yo, no, strawberry milk is so good, and I hate that you put it against chocolate milk because chocolate milk
Yeah,
is the best. Chocolate milk's the best,
yeah.
especially bro. I don't know what it's called. I think it's Walmart's
The
chocolate milk
gallons you used
brand.
to chug.
Oh my God, it's
Yeah.
so good. If anyone has a better chocolate milk, tell me. But that chocolate milk was so good. But strawberry milk, do not get it twisted, is delicious. But I'm going chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk. All right. So now we're gonna do orange juice versus versus pineapple juice.
Orange juice,
Orange
please.
juice. And then we're gonna do
Chocolate milk.
Sprite versus chocolate
Say,
milk. All right,
say.
chocolate milk. All right, so
Yeah.
orange juice versus chocolate milk. That's a good last round.
That's a good last round. I'm gonna go with chocolate milk, man. Chocolate
Chocolate
milk
milk
is
wins it.
so good, bro. And so, especially if you get the right one. Same with orange juice. You can't have any orange juice and you can't have any chocolate milk. It has to be good. Has to be. So I'm
Man,
going chocolate.
McDonald's, man, I used to really. They still got some of the best orange juice. Their orange juice, I don't think has changed too much. It's still good. I used to really like their little apple juice boxes, but somewhere
Yeah.
along the line they changed those, and they taste horrific
Mm.
now. But okay, chocolate
You
milk,
think they made it healthier?
healthier, yeah. That's what it say on the boxes. I don't know
Oh, for
how
real?
much. Yeah, I don't know how much healthier, but it's terrible. It's bad. But all right, so your winners were homemade enchiladas for the food, and you got some chocolate milk with the enchiladas. That sounds like a little tummy ache.
It
Not for
sounds like
you, but
it sounds like I'm gonna go hoop right after it.
yeah, it does. This is the same man. Yo, he plays in tournaments for basketball, And this man, at any period of break time, halftime, or just a timeout, you can catch him on the sideline drinking a 2-liter of Pepsi, just chugging it, and then running right back in the game and playing. Still plays good. I don't know how. Diabetes to come probably. But yeah, this man, his H2O when hooping is Pepsi. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. But he makes it work. Look at his face. Thank you for watching episode 5 of the Westmoreland Bros podcast. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll catch you for episode 6.